Hey, today I'm going to be talking about Palmer, Texas, and why it is definitely a town to be celebrated and learned about. So, Palmer has a bunch of things that a lot of people don't know about, and a lot of people don't even know about the town itself. But me and my group had a chance to do this topic of Palmer, Texas for a research project, so I've learned a lot, and I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. So, one thing that I enjoy really is nature, whether that's looking out the window if I'm driving somewhere or going on a little hike. But Palmer does have beautiful scenery. One of their most famous trails is the Bluebonnet Trail, which is a drive. So if you're not super athletic, you don't got to get out, but it has views of vibrant bluebonnets in springtime, which is the state flower of Texas. And then they also have the Palmer Nature Reserve, which is a hiking trail, and then you can also go picnicking, and it's home to a variety of plant and animal life. Some entertainment in Palmer is there's a Galaxy Drive-In movie, which I thought was really unique because usually you only see those type of like drive-in movies in like movies that you watch, or like you heard your parents talk about it, because it is kind of a older trend, I guess. And I've honestly always wanted to go, but there's never been any near me, so I thought that was cool. But it's just the outdoor cinema experience, and yeah, I honestly want to try it. There's also a Sugar Ridge Winery, which a lot of people love wineries. It's just a beautiful vineyard landscape and waterfront views, ideal for a peaceful retreat, wedding, just a little getaway, whatever you would like. Some traditions they do in town is they have a City of Palmer Holly Jolly Christmas Bash is what they call it. It's basically just a good old Christmas get-together event for all the residents to mingle and see each other, but it's food, there's Santa pictures for the little ones, bounce houses, face painting, just typical festival stuff. There's also a light parade, and then at the end of the event there is tree lighting, which is a sweet tradition to have. And that is located in downtown Palmer every year. This year it's actually this Saturday. A local organization that stood out to me was the Ellis County Children's Advocacy Center. It's just a nonprofit organization, and their goal is to provide justice, hope, and healing for children who may have experienced traumas, whether that's domestic abuse, physical abuse, sexual assault, all of those things. So it's just a safe place for them to go or talk, or for anybody in the family to go. Their Palmer's connection to rural life, rural communities, is that they are a smaller populated community, and it's more important for them to have close relationships and support for one another, meaning if they all hate each other, which they don't, but like if every people in a small community hated each other, it wouldn't really be much of a community, and a lot of things would go downhill. So it's most important for rural towns to be close together, be able to count on each other, be able to ask for extra milk and eggs if they have it, really. Just simple things like that makes the community's relationships stronger, which also makes the community's economy stronger. What I love most about learning about Palmer is that despite it being close to nicer towns like Dallas and Fort Worth, where you would think a lot of people would want to live, or at least live like right outside of it, because it's easier to get to a lot of things, shopping, just all of that, better work. The residents choose to be loyal to their authentic rural community, so they choose to live in Palmer instead of in or right outside of those towns, which I think is really special, because obviously if they want to live in Palmer, or if anyone wants to live in any small town, it just shows that how much they love it, because I'm sure they're not going to live there if they don't want to. Just shows how much they love it. And a lot of people grew up in towns like that and have grown to just want to be there forever. Some people grow up in rural towns and then be like, I gotta get out of here. So it's nice that people chose to stay in Palmer. Just shows how great of a community it is. And then what stood out to me the most was I did an interview I messaged the mayor on Facebook. Her name's Laura Miller, and just asked her a few questions for her project. And she said, the first question I asked her was, what did you do to get involved in the town to want to become mayor, all of that? And she said that she had moved there in her 20s, didn't know anyone really, wasn't involved in anything yet, of course, and she just started doing community service, different groups around town, different organizations, and then finally got involved enough to want to be mayor. So yeah, and then she just put herself out there, which I think is really strong of her. So yeah, thank you. That's all I got.